Welcome back to another dark, intense, riveting episode of the Brohio Dark Vault. And unfortunately, I'm here in the Brohio studios all by myself this time. That's right, folks. The juice is loose. The delicious Nicolicious is all by himself. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to bring in our favorite, everybody's favorite, Rob Diggity Dangle Dog. He was working hard today. I called him earlier. He sounded like he was not drinking any fucking water. I said, "Hey, pal, you got to drink some fucking water. You got to guzzle some water." He said, "I've had about 2 coffees and my piss is stinking real good." We're gonna dial up old Rob Dog real quick, see if we can get him in here for the first 10 or 15 minutes of the Brohio Dark Vault, the beast in the tunnel. All right, he had to roll his fucking window down. I don't know what you had to do, but it sounded like you were in a spaceship, Rob.
Yeah, pretty much. As old as this truck is, it might as well be.
Yeah, Rob's using a truck that's not his, and it doesn't have air conditioning. It's about 150 fucking degrees in Ohio right now.
And I just missed my fucking turn!
Oh, and I think he might have wrecked right there, too. No, he's still there. Okay, Rob. So here's what
I just missed my damn turn.
All right, well, just flip a bitch, man. You're multitasking. You're doing really good.
I'm about to.
I'm proud of you.
I'm pulling a Yui on the freeway. Fuck it.
All right. I knew this was going to be a great idea.
Oh, horrible idea.
Yeah. So here's what's going on, man. We had 2 people reach out to us that I'm going to call a Class B Bigfoot, a Bigfoot experience where all of the evidence points to a Bigfoot. They didn't physically see a Bigfoot, but they experienced something. They're getting fucking shit thrown at them, and they're smelling shit. And they're trying to get high. They're climbing into this tunnel to try to get high. So
wait, they were smelling like literal shit?
No, I don't know if they were fucking each other. The email's really hard to decipher whether there was like they were all fucking they're with friends, so I'm not sure if the friends were fucking them or if it's really hard for me to break it all down. Which leads me into my next point right here. I sent you a Snapchat today. Can you explain that to the people that are listening to the Brohio Dark Vault today?
Well, I don't know if I really want to. It has kind of scarred into my memory now, though. So if I had to witness it, so does everybody else. Well, verbally at least. It just was a close-up shot of a correlate and what appeared to be runny shit flying from the sky towards the toilet and splashing into the water.
Now,
it kind of looked like curry.
It wasn't curry. So I'm going to take this opportunity to defend myself real quick today.
All right.
I was sitting there in the lunchroom, and my wife called me at work. She said, how's your breakfast? And I said, it was okay. What was that stuff in there? She said it was fucking chia seeds or chai seeds or something. Now I know why when they put the chia seeds on those fucking things, they grow so much plant hair. This stuff really does miracles. But she said, it's chai seeds or chia seeds. And she said, you're going to poop later. And I said, no, I'm not, because I got a really tough gut, Rob. I can pretty much eat anything and keep up with the best. And she said, you're going to poop your pants later. I don't know if she was trying to hex me, if she's a witch or something. And I said, I will certainly not shit my pants. And then, sure enough, dude, I was at work, and my stomach went like growling like a drunk elephant, dude. And I had to run to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, man, you can't always be the top dog, especially when you eat some weird shit like that.
And I'm a clincher. I'll hold on to one all day long so I can sit in the comfort of my own bathroom and let it loose. But this was not the day, my friend. I was puckered up.
I can't do it.
I was puckered up like an old grandma trying to get some kisses, buddy.
You're just doubled up over in the corner, shitting on the wall.
I haven't been there. I haven't had chai seeds are definitely out the fucking window. I text her and I said, no more chai seeds, for the love of Christ. Don't ever do that to me again, because
the name of that doesn't sound good. I've seen too many of them weird ass heads with the fucking chia hair growing out of it. That just scares my asshole thinking about it.
Oh, dude, it was the absolute worst. So what I want to try and get you to eat some of these chai seeds for sure, just to see what happens.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, I'm a regular dude, so once a day is usually good for me, but it's been about 4 times a day, and it's been a goddamn mess each time.
4 times, man. That's a good day.
Well, I told you like earlier. I said when I squatted down to pull my pants down, the shit came loose, and then I didn't actually go in my. There was no TCC. There was no turd cotton contact right there initially when I had to squat to pull my drawers, to take my drawers down. But you know, I don't know if this happens to me a lot when I have these close calls where I almost poop my pants, and then I clench my butt cheeks really quick to stop it. It pretty much it's like someone took like peanut butter and wiped it down the crack of my ass from the top to the bottom. It creates like an entire wall of poop from the top to the bottom. So that's what I had today. It was a solid 8 to 9 wiper. There was
right.
Yeah. So
It's the same concept if you like step on a turd and it squishes between your shoe and the ground. And it kind of peeks out the sides. Yeah, it's kind of the same concept.
My favorite part about owning dogs is stepping in their shit barefooted. It fucking gets me so rock hard and turns me on.
Man, it's like today, it was so fucking hot outside that I didn't know if I needed to wipe my ass or if it was just sweat. I thought I may have shit myself.
You're kind of
it was the worst case of swamp ass ever.
You're kind of a different beast, though. I mean, you're a little bit hairy. I'm bald like a baby, so.
Yes, you got that going for you. It's
yeah.
Fucking hair is a flavor saver, man.
It does trap the stank, whereas my undergarments trap the stank for me. So at the end of
if I use toilet paper, that shit dreads. I got to be careful, man.
Some people like dreads. They save up for a long time to get dreads.
Oh shit, my wife will try to fuck me in the ass and start speaking in a Rasta voice.
Hey, man, you got a nice butt, man.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a very nice butt, old man.
That's a very nice butt. That's perfect. So you guys are going to Applebee's tonight, right?
Yeah, we are. Well, they are. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it because of my stupid work, but it's all good.
What? Why wouldn't they wait for you? It's like you're a half an hour away. I mean.
I know, because her mom told everybody else that's going there to be there at 5.
Oh, so this is like a more than one person deal.
Yeah, and of course that's...
Yeah, I get it, dude. I get it. Well,
I just pay for everything in the house. It doesn't matter what I want to do.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, stop and get you something really fancy and nice like McDonald's. Get a McDouble or something.
Yeah, I'm just going to go home and fucking eat some dog food or something. Make her feel bad. What'd you eat? I had a slice of cheese.
Mayonnaise.
All that was there was Raisin Bran.
Dude, that's my wife's ultimate power move. When she wants to make me feel the worst, she won't eat. And because, I'm all about, like, I know she's hungry. And it's been my fucking duty for 15 years to make sure she's fed. So then when she says, I'm not hungry, I'm like, you are. I know your fucking eating schedule. You are hungry. And then she won't eat. And I just feel bad, like I'm starving her or something. So, but I'll try that shit sometimes. I'm like, nah, fuck this. I gotta eat. I don't care how mad we are at each other. I gotta fucking eat. We gotta take care of this.
Oh yeah, man. I'm constantly eating. I gotta take in like at least 8,000 calories a day, or I feel like a waste.
8,000. Fucking Kevin Sorbo, you're like Hercules, dude.
It's gonna fucking catch up to me one day, man. I'm just gonna expand out and then just turn into a big blob and not move.
No, it's fine, dude. I get it.
I'm in my decline right now, so it's okay.
I think you're perfect.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah. I saw something today. There was like some mock-up ads for Chris Hemsworth. He's going to be playing Hulk Hogan in a Hulk Hogan biopic.
Oh, that's dope.
Have you seen that at all?
No, not at all.
I would not, and they're really amping up this Hulk Hogan movie. They're saying it's going to be a big deal, and I didn't know if you thought there was anyone better suited for that than Chris Hemsworth.
I don't think Chris Hemsworth's racist enough.
Yeah, that's true. Hulk Hogan is a racist piece of shit.
I think you need to get someone that has that's played a racist character, like Ed Norton or something.
Jesus Christ. Chris Hemsworth.
Not saying he's a racist, but he was an American History X.
Yeah,
probably.
He definitely played a good racist.
But he's definitely not jacked enough though. So who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth said he has to put on more weight for this role than he's ever put on in his entire life.
Oh, I bet. I mean, Thor's pretty big, but
No, Hulk Hogan's
he's no fucking 24-inch python Hogan.
Yeah, and I saw the mock-up. It looks like they're taking the guy that played Aladdin last year. They're going to use him to play Macho Man. So I'm pretty disappointed about that.
Okay.
I can't tell who it is or is not good.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back to sweating to death. I'm going to hit these people up for this interview, and they're going to tell me how they got high and chased after a Bigfoot. So.
Awesome. Send them my sweaty regards for not being able to talk.
I do hope that you are able to eat with your family. That is my one true heart's desire at this point.
Yeah, we will see.
Yeah. If not...
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, if not, you just hit me up, all right?
Hell yeah, you got it.
All right, buddy. See you. Take care.
All right, man.
Bye.
See you.
That's the Rob Diggity Dangle Dog, our special friend. We were catching up with him, and my favorite part about dialing up Rob Dog is I hit him on Facebook Messenger, and the last message I sent him, it says, "Shit is getting real in Miami," and it's a bunch of rioters, and then about 3 seconds in the video, it's a midget just balls-ass naked dancing, and I know Rob really enjoyed that. It kind of looks like Rob, honestly. This midget does. A lot bigger wiener, but whatever. Can't win them all. So, alas, we have our two friends. I'm not going to use their names yet because we don't always know if they want their names used. But this one's going to be called The Beast in the Tunnel. I thank you guys so much for tuning in to this semi-solo Dark Vault. It feels kind of lonely. It feels kind of dark, so... going to be the Lonely Dark Vault tonight. So, all right, guys, thank you. All right, we're here with our Dark Vault guest for this episode. Yeah, it's just me, Nicholas, by myself, but I have Janah and Steve in here. Guys, thank you so much for being on the Dark Vault.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, they had a very mysterious experience in Indiana, right?
Yep.
And I am titling this episode "The Beast in the Tunnel" because I think that's a good name for this episode. And
that's a very cool name.
That's why they pay me the fucking big bucks to make up stuff like that. So, I know what sells. All right. Okay. So first of all, you guys are brother and sister. You guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
Yes.
How long have you been together?
6 years.
Okay. Well, I am an ordained minister. Just keep that shit in mind because, Steven, it's about time for you to figure some shit out, buddy. I don't want to put you out on Front Street right now, but I'm just saying. The delicious Nickolicious is a very multifaceted man. I do a lot of stuff, so I can minister the wedding and I can DJ the reception. Just keep that in mind, okay?
That's
Definitely
one condition.
will.
That's yeah.
Okay. She's going to be like, fuck you, as soon as we're done recording. But that's all right, buddy.
No.
So you guys had an experience. The intention was for... Janah, you were one of the first ones to reach out for the Dark Vault series way back in December 21st of 2019. So some of these people that are writing me hate mail like, I wrote your goddamn ghost story 2 weeks ago and you ain't said nothing. They goddamn wrote me back. It's because I'm getting to people's stories from December. If you people just fucking take a chill pill, or like you guys said you were going to do, you were just going to smoke a little doobie. Maybe the people that are upset about me not emailing back, they can, just go smoke a J, chill out. Jesus Christ. Me and Rob are the biggest procrastinators in the entire world. I just want to get that out there. So we're doing our best to work through these and get to the good ones. Some people send us stories and they're like, I was walking down the steps and I heard a noise. And I'm just reading the email like, you've wasted your fucking time writing me is what you did. I'm sorry for your misfortune, but you are wasting your time for what you did to me. So let's go back to 2015. In the beginning of October is when this all happened, right?
Yes.
Okay, so take us through what you guys had going on that day. The plan. What were you guys up to?
So it was me and Janah and my best friend, who's still my best friend, his girlfriend at the time. It was, October, getting close to Halloween. We wanted to do something scary. And there in our town, there is this like small, very old cemetery that's down a long private gravel road.
You guys ever heard about Cemetery Terry? Because sometimes he be sneaking through the cemetery. He be like booby traps and stuff. You step on one of them booby traps, them nipples will pop out and get you. You guys know all about Cemetery Terry then.
And it's like the local thing to do if you want to go get scared. Apparently Bloody Mary's grave is there. And from the cemetery, there's a hiking trail that goes down to this old stone mill.
Did you guys stop and try and do the Bloody Mary thing?
We tried to find it.
We tried to find it, couldn't find anything. Apparently there's like an unmarked grave in the back, but we didn't find anything.
Well, I told a story one time. It was at a live show, so I've never told it on a real episode before, but there was in the town I grew up, it was always a thing to go piss on this witch's grave. Like it was a coming of age thing to go piss on this witch's grave. It looked like a petrified tree stone. And I remember there was these kids that were probably 3 or 4 years older than me, and they wanted to take me out to go piss on the witch's grave. I'm like, fucking awesome. These older kids want me to hang out with them. But I was already young to begin with. I was a year younger than everybody in my grave. So I was kind of, I was young. So I was maybe 11 years old, 10 or 11, not quite to the point where I had some hair in my peaches yet. And they invited me out to piss on this grave. And they're like, all right, Nick, it's your turn. And they all pissed on the grave. And then I walked up and I started pissing. And then I hear somebody in front of me say, she's already dead. You don't have to drown her. And I look up and this fucking old guy, he's walking his dog. I'm like, oh my God. And I didn't have any hair on I had a little baby wiener and I zipped it up real fast. But when I did, I fucking pissed all over myself. And I turned around and all these old kids and like their BMX bikes like, he fucking pissed all over himself. I knew he couldn't do it. I was like, what about the old guy watching my wiener down the 3 headstones down? I don't know if he was, who walks their fucking dog, at midnight. Yeah, he was looking for a little dick that night is what he was doing. But,
yeah.
So you gotta be careful doing stuff like that, man. So hop back on your story, not to derail you there. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It was like midnight. We were just bored. It was like midnight. It was like I said, October. We're like, well, let's go down there, get scared. And we drove over there. At the time, we lived like 5 minutes from this place.
Okay.
So we get back to the cemetery and, couldn't find Bloody Mary's grave. And we were like, well, let's go down to the tunnel, which is also, it's pretty creepy. There's an old like building there from the 1800s where the people used to work that's abandoned.
So it's kind of well known in the area as being a spot to go fucking hang out and get scared.
Yeah, like teenagers go down there, to finger bang each other and smoke weed, whatever they're into.
Yeah, well.
Drink.
Yeah, whatever, I guess.
Whatever you're into.
Yeah.
To hang out and get scared. And we walked down to the tunnel. It's like a mile through the woods to get there.
I would have been out. I'd been like, no, I'm not going down there.
In the dark.
In the dark. And we failed. We were so unprepared. We didn't bring flashlights or anything.
That's what she said in her story, is you guys were using your cell phone flashlights to kind of illuminate the way. Which, mind you, I use my cell phone flashlight more than I use the actual features and functions of my cell phone, honestly.
It's useful.
It is.
And we got down there, and the layout of the place that, is probably 4 foot high when you're in there. You can't even stand up, even if you're a short person. And it's probably 500-600 yards long. And on the other side is the river in our town. So we go through the tunnel and we sit in the tunnel for a second and like turn off all our lights because it's pitch black in there. Even during the day, you can't see anything. We're like, oh, it's just scary. Well, we went all the way to the other side to where the river was, and we had just got on the other side of the tunnel. And as we got out there onto like the little sandy area where the river's going by, a rock probably like the size of a car, like the huge rock, comes flying over our heads into the river and splashes right in front of us.
Okay.
So we all just shit our pants. And me and Janah were closer to the tunnel than our two other friends. Okay. And we just dart to the entrance of the tunnel.
Well, before you go any further, was this the rock that was thrown? Did this seem like something, a rock that a human could pick up and throw?
Absolutely not.
So the distance from, there's like a clearing, not even a clearing. It's like a patch of forest on top. Okay. Can you get up there? I don't know that
I don't think you can. I mean, you'd have to have some ninja skills to get up there.
Okay.
So the distance from the top of this overhang to the actual river surface is, I couldn't throw like a rock this big that far. I know
Right.
So how big it was and how massive it was, the distance that it flew was just like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I'm kind of digging in right here. One of our favorite websites one of my favorite spots to visit is Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, or BFRO, and Indiana is actually a hot hot spot for Bigfoot sightings and for Bigfoot activity. And one of the they have encounters where they classify them. There's Class A, Class B, Class C, and I think that like a Class A is where Bigfoot has you bent over the rock and he's got everything spread apart and he's trying to show you it's not a red rocket, that it's a big old Bigfoot. And then a Class C or Class B is where the kind of the evidence, everything put together, points directly to a Bigfoot. I'm thinking what you guys experienced that night was definitely a Class B experience, in my opinion.
Definitely.
But that wasn't that first rock flying down to that wasn't the end of it, right?
No. And we went back to the entrance of the tunnel. A moment like, oh crap, well, I can't leave my friends down there. They were closer to the water.
No, I'd have fucking left them, dude. You're not. It would not have made you any less of a person. They'd have just stayed exactly where they're at.
And I helped them get up because it was kind of difficult to get back up into the tunnel. And this probably took 20 seconds. And when we got up to the entrance of the tunnel to go back through, on the other side of the tunnel, which again is like 500 or 600 yards, a rock of the exact same size flew over the hill and hit the water on the other side.
Yeah.
And we're like, the only way out is that way. And there's already a rock thrown over there, and there's no way, that someone could have threw the rock, ran all the way across the tunnel, and threw a rock the same size.
Now, have you guys heard of, I know there was probably stories that circulated the community there about that specific tunnel. Was there ever any stories of any type of beast or Bigfoot or anything that people had experienced down there in the tunnel before that you'd heard about?
Oh, yeah. From, a lot of people say it's haunted. There's one pretty kooky dude from town. I wouldn't trust him, but he said there's demons everywhere down there.
Yeah. Those the guys always know the most. So there's
yeah.
You can see the demons when you're really high on meth, from what I've heard.
Oh, the demons! Yeah, I understand. But your guys's, and not to take away from your experience, but your intention that night was to go down there and have a little recreational marijuana. But you guys never actually got to partake in that, right? So you weren't under the influence at this point. Because I remember I've only smoked like 1.5 times my entire life, and a lot of weird stuff happened the good time. The bad time, it just kind of like slept. But the one good time, I was like, I definitely probably could have seen some flying fucking rocks or some shit like that. So I was trying to make sure you guys weren't, under the influence there.
No, we didn't have that good shit. None of that.
Okay, so take me through after the second rock hits the water. You guys decide that it's seriously time to get the fuck out of there, right?
Yeah, we were scared and then me and my friend Caleb at the time were thinking, is someone down here messing with us? Like, this is scary. We've got to get out of here, and there's only one way out. We were like Bigfoot. We're like, some crazy people could be down here trying to mess with us. It's midnight.
It's almost Halloween.
It's almost Halloween. So we kind of talked for a second, and we're like, well, there's only one way back. We have to go through this tunnel, and then we have to hike a mile through the woods and get back to our car. That's the only way we're getting out of here.
Okay. And what?
And through the tunnel.
What's the closest city or the closest town where this is at? Like major, I guess.
Lawrenceburg's pretty big.
Okay.
Indianapolis is like 40 minutes from where we are.
Lawrenceburg, so like by the casinos and stuff.
Yeah, by the casino.
So we're about 45 minutes.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. So after you guys are hightailing it out of there, kind of take me through what happens there at that point.
We get through the tunnel and we get onto the trail. Like I said, it's like a mile. As soon as we get on the trail, we start hearing like these grunts in the woods around us, and it smelled so bad. It smelled
in
like
the cave. It specifically was like sulfur.
Like sulfur, yeah. That's the best thing I can do.
Fucking burnt shit.
Like just burnt shit. Yeah, it was horrible. One of the worst things I've ever smelled.
Okay.
And the whole way back up on the trail, we heard trees like snapping and smacking together and like, grunts.
Sure,
and
like something was chasing you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, and we were trying to go as fast as we could safely. Like we didn't have, like I said, flashlights or anything, so we couldn't see. And this is like a crazy windy trail through
terrain.
The terrain
it's not
uphill.
A path; it's a terrain, like a hiking trail.
And at any point during, I guess when you guys were, it's kind of hard to think back exactly what you're thinking in the moment, but whenever this stuff is happening, did you ever think in your head like, Jesus Christ, this is a fucking Bigfoot? Or did you think it was people?
I didn't know what it was, really. I mean, I was fucking terrified. I wasn't thinking too much about like, what is that? I was just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here before this thing kills us. Like,
yeah, I kind of was the same way.
It was like consuming by fear, you know.
Yeah, these assholes put me in the back, so they were all three running ahead of me. I was the last one, and yeah, I was so scared at the time. I just didn't know what was happening. I just knew we needed to get to the car and get out of there.
And you said there was kind of a distinct smell with it too. The
yeah, it was very strong the whole way back up. The trail is just like sulfur is the best way to describe.
Yeah, well,
snapping, and it was like the trees snapping were like right behind you at all times.
Wow!
Like,
so this thing was like keeping up. It's like it was keeping up with you with no problem for sure.
Yes. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And the grunts were really weird. We stopped at one point. We just stopped to make sure everybody was still with us, and as soon as we stopped, we heard this really crazy grunt, like growl.
Yeah,
like very deep growl. Yeah. And we're both from the woods. I've never heard an animal sound like that.
Sure. Oh man, I recall one instance, and I'm not sure if I've ever talked about this on the show before, but I was working a job that kept me up in the woods for the most part. For this, I was doing like drilling, like geotechnical drilling, where you just drill down and test the soil. But we were kind of out up in the hills and the mountains in Columbiana County, Ohio, which is kind of it's nothing. There's nothing there in Columbiana County. I mean, but people don't. It's like the Grassman Bigfoot capital of Ohio. There's so many sightings, and we were parked. We had to drive all the way up on what they call an oil pad, and we were just hundreds of, maybe even miles up in the hills and the trees, and they have to use a bulldozer to knock down the trees so we can drive our trucks up into where we needed to go. And that night we had to do what was called packer testing. It was like a really slow process where they inflate tubes in the ground down in the hole you drill, and you have to sit there and wait for a half an hour or an hour before you have to get out of the truck and do anything. And I remember I was sitting with my head against the seal of the window frame of the door, but I had the window down, and I wasn't asleep all the way. I was just kind of like half dozing, and it was like something was right in my right ear, and the guy I was with in the driver's seat, he was completely asleep. But whatever was in my right ear was just like, it was such tight quarters there that probably 8 to 12 inches away from the window were just dense trees where you couldn't see anything beyond a foot or two. But right in my right ear, I just felt something go, like blow hot air onto the back of my head and the side of my face. And I swear to God, I shot up so fast and so quickly in this truck, I about broke my neck. But then I looked over and I like leaned into the truck, but away from the window, you know, and I looked out. I'm trying to see what's at the back of the truck. But I remember there was like this overwhelming smell of like a wet, it was like, I don't want to be cliche, it was like a wet skunk. It wasn't a skunk. It was like my dog, when he gets really fucking riled up, he gets this god-awful smell from his ass. I know, like, you're supposed to have their anal glands squeezed or whatever, and if they get scared, they, like kind of, like, squirt a little bit themselves, and it was almost like that mixed with a skunk. It was just a foul odor of some type. But this, whatever it was just like, like, right on the side of my, and I fucking just was not ready to stay up there for the rest of the night, which we did have to do, but I definitely didn't do any more dozing after that. Whether, you know, it was my mind playing tricks on me, but I felt something, hot air hit me, and I felt myself, you know, I'm wide awake. He's ready to party.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all right, man. If you go back and listen to some of our original episodes, it's nothing but Rob's kids screaming, so it's all good.
What
man.
is it?
I said if you go back to some of our original episodes, it's just nothing but Rob's kids screaming for fucking 2 hours. So
right,
you're good, man. Now that next day after you guys kind of woke up and come back to, did you guys say, when you started talking about it, did you kind of say, you know, what did we experience out there?
Yeah, well, that night, you know, even when we got back, it was like no one even said a word. I think we're all just confused. And we just kind of went to sleep. We're like, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then next day, we were just like, that is so... what happened to us? And we started looking stuff up, and then that's when we seen, like, common things that Bigfoot experiencers have happened is rocks being thrown.
Yeah, that's a big thing is the rocks, yeah.
Yeah, tree smacking, the smell. So we kind of came to the conclusion. I'm a really skeptical person. I want to believe really bad, skeptical.
Yeah.
And kind of came to the conclusion, like, that's the most logical thing that it could have been.
All signs point to Sam Squatch.
Right? You're right, but here's what one thing I always like to think about. Like, in your mind, you have it made up that was possibly a Bigfoot, but have you thought about the fact of it maybe not even being something like that, maybe being something that wasn't supposed to be out there? Like, I know, for instance, here in Zanesville, Ohio, we had that guy that let his fucking zoo loose, so there's still, like, cougars and black panthers running around up in that portion of Ohio. But maybe you guys experienced something that wasn't even, that no one's really even experienced before or has got eyes on before.
That could be.
Yeah.
Just to mention this, in our town, there is a military base in our town that's like world renowned, and they exclusively do like only top secret stuff.
Okay.
Basically. Like the SEALs who took out, what was that guy's name? Bin Laden? I didn't know that. They trained at that military base.
Oh, wow.
Say that weird stuff happens in our town because of that military base.
God, man, that's wicked.
I've heard quite a few stories about the Crosley monster, which Crosley Forestry is not too far away from. I mean, it's the same river that runs through Crosley. It's connected.
What's it called? The Crosley what?
The Crosley monster. And people say it's like a local legend. It's a monster that lives in the woods. It's comparable, I guess, to a skunk ape or Bigfoot.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, the Crosley monster. I see that right there. Yeah. The earliest Crosley reports date all the way back to July of 2006 when 4 boys camping in the woods came across something they were not expecting. They set up their camp near a fishing pond in Crosley. They continued to fish well into the evening. That's when they heard the sound of something moving in the woods behind them. Expecting to see a curious deer, the boys turned around to see a large pair of glowing red eyes peering at them through the leaves. The eyes were like saucers floating 8 feet off the ground. They hung there motionless. One of the boys worked up the courage to slowly reach for his flashlight. He turned on the light and shined on the creature. The sight of the beast was so intense that the boy dropped his flashlight to the ground the second he saw it. Once more in darkness, the monster became violent. It began shaking the trees around as it grunted in the anger. In that brief moment, The creature was lit. They could see that they were being stalked by a giant beast covered from head to toe in dirty matted hair. His deep red eyes, now tight and narrow in anger, were nearly offset by a mouth filled with yellow, sharp teeth. Oh man, Jesus Christ! This, the story goes on. I'm gonna finish the story if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah.
The boys were frozen in fear as the creature worked itself into a frenzy. Suddenly, the beast lunged forward. The boys gathered their sense and ran into the woods. The giant dropped down on all fours as it gave chase, which you guys got fucking chased that night. The woods ended at a main road with a cornfield across the street. Once at the road, all four boys turned abruptly and continued their race towards their car, parked a few hundred yards away. As they continued their run, one of the boys turned to see the beast cross the road and disappear into the cornfield on the side. A few weeks later, another boy hunting squirrels in the same area reported his own strange encounter. While deep in the woods, the boy heard a rustling sound in the thick undergrowth. Thinking it was a squirrel, he slowly raised the shotgun and waited for the tiny creature to reveal itself. As he waited for something to emerge from the thick branches and leaves, the rustling grew more intense. Then it began to encircle the boy. Even though he still couldn't see it, he could tell by its movements that it was fast and big. The boy spun in place with a shotgun still up to his shoulder and his hands shaking in fear. That's when the creature showed itself. It was what has become known as the Crosley monster. It stood upright as it emerged from the woods, then dropped down to all fours and began to encircle the boy once more. This time he could see the dirty matted fur that covered the beast from head to toe. He could see its wrinkled simian face and red eyes. However, its manner was playful. It threw leaves in the air, and it happily bounced about the woods. Unsure of what the creature had planned for him, the boy ran into the woods. The boy made it to safety, but by all accounts, the Crosley monster still stalks the Indiana woods. So there we have it, guys. I just figured this shit out for you guys. You were fucking... the Crosley monster wanted to play with you guys.
And I will say, somebody who I actually, dead serious guy, he's a DNR officer around here. Like, he's the most dead serious guy ever. He swears that he has had an encounter with the Crosley monster.
Oh,
and
wow.
He's not believe so.
That's so much fun. I want to experience the Crosley monster.
Well, come on down.
Yeah, come on down here.
We, yeah, I can't imagine in that instance the first... now that I'm reading this, I'm really going to encounter a Bigfoot one time, and I'm just going to be like, all right, everybody calm down. He just wants to fucking play. He's throwing leaves in the air. We're good. He just wants to play. So, yeah, I'm going to get everybody killed. That's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, I wish our experience was that, playful.
Right.
Right. Doesn't sound like it was. It sounded like you pissed this thing off.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, we definitely got the vibe of whatever it was did not want us to be down there that night and was just trying to get us out of there.
It was like King Kong. He was coming to take her, and you were in the fucking way, man. That's all that was.
He could have easily.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for sharing your story and sharing your experience. It's quite a wild story, and I thank you for not having a ghost story. Which ghost stories are always good, but we've been fighting for something that wasn't a ghost story. So thank you so much for. Some people experience stuff like this, and they just say, you know what, it's not worth the ridicule. I don't want to talk about it. But one thing I always say on the show, it's not our job to tell somebody whether they fucking experienced something or not. Because, like, the night where I was sitting up in the woods and I felt whatever thing breathe on my neck, people will probably hear that and say, well, he's full of shit.
Full of shit, yeah.
But I was there, and the fucking thing was breathing on my fat neck, and I felt it. So,
I believe you, Nick.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel a lot better. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go. What did I order? We ordered Applebee's from DoorDash.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to fucking party.
Yeah.
What did I order? I ordered fish and chips. I'm being a basic bitch tonight. Going to try some fish and chips. But thank you guys so much for doing this. Send me your address in the email, and I will shoot you guys out a sticker pack so you guys can put those all over wherever. We got a whole bunch of different stickers.
Oh, we will.
So we got ones with a butt plug that says "chug it and plug it." It is, yeah,
please,
yeah. So
I wanted to ask you.
Yeah,
so
shoot.
I went to a pawn store recently, and they had a pair of dentures
Those
for
were not.
sale.
Those are not mine.
Okay.
And if you would have sent
Well,
those to me, I'd have fucking been upset.
I wanted to buy them and send them to the cream spot. Would you accept those dentures for
Yeah.
the cream?
We do not have any dentures in the cream spot. We got a lot of weird stuff. Well, I don't know. The creepiest thing that we've had. Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to step away from the microphone for like 10 seconds here.
Okay.
This is the creepiest thing by. Person's like, I don't know. There was no return address.
Ooh.
Nothing to go with it. It's just a fucking doll. You see it up there? Where?
Ooh.
Yeah, she's in a green dress.
Oh, don't like that.
Lovely.
Yeah, no, it was just. Sorry, I can't even see. You guys can see it, right?
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
a whole
Nice
lot of
little-
nope for me, Nick.
It was like a porcelain doll with a green dress, and there was no return address. They just said there was something special about it, and it needed to be here. So,
Well.
yeah, we got a Sasquatch over there too, which that might have been what you guys dealt with that night. And
Yeah.
that's,
He had a bigger wiener, I believe.
Yeah. Definitely
and
back
that's,
and feel it.
that's my Bret Hart autograph title belter. You guys watch wrestling, right? You guys watch wrestling?
Yes.
Huge fan.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Especially Attitude Era wrestling.
Okay, then you know all about Bret Hart. He was kind of before that, but jeez. All right. Well, I'm gonna fucking look like a retard for a little bit here. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for doing the show with us. Sorry they can't see me anymore, but we'll send the address and I'll get those stickers sent out to you guys. Okay.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yep. Take care, guys.
Yep, you too. Enjoy
Bye.
those Applebee's.
All right. See you guys.
Later.
Bye.
All right. What a wonderful Bigfoot experience. That could be you on the Brohio Dark Vault. Why not? Why not? Send us your awesome stories. Here's what I want. I want a really good fucking alien story. Even if you send us the fakest alien story in the entire world, I just want to read it. I don't know. I want to read what you have to say. I want sightings like this. Bigfoots, chupacabras, chimichangas, whatever you guys can. I know it takes a lot of bravery. It takes a lot of bravery, a lot of courage to come forward with these stories, but we're looking for them, guys. But this is another midweek episode of the Dark Vault. Thank you so much for joining us, guys, and we will probably see you tomorrow because we're going to try and do 3 episodes this week. So thanks, guys.
This is the Ohio Dark Vault. This is a secured facility. Please present your identification. Listener discretion is advised.